Hi, Home Energy Makeover guy. How's it going?
It's going alright, I guess, but I'm thinking about selling the house because it's so cold and I can't afford the hydro bill. So I'm thinking about buying a smaller, more energy efficient house.
Well, how much did you pay for this house?
Around 140.
Okay. Well, it's probably worth about $350,000 in this market. So with that equity, you could probably secure a line of credit at the bank at prime.
Okay. Make my home.
All right. Well, first with the heat gun, I can sense the heat loss of your house, and your slab is radiating a lot of heat. So we can insulate that later. Your windows up here are radiating not too bad, so that's actually quite good. So we'll check the inside of your house. Your panels on the bottom are radiating a lot of heat, so there's probably no insulation. Your upper sockets here are radiating a lot of heat, and that's probably not insulated properly. We are insulated, we put this panel here, and I'll just caulk around the edge. And when this is done, this is no longer going to be radiating little pane windows, but at least you have two, so it wasn't radiating too much heat loss. But we should caulk the edges. You know it's rattling? We'll just caulk around the edges to prevent some air loss. Your chimney is radiating a lot of heat. Is it also leaking?
I think so.
Okay, so we'll probably take down the chimney. Temporarily, we'll just insulate it, cap it off. You notice on top there, we'll put a cap, and then we'll just, later we'll take it down. Your panel is radiating a lot of heat, so we'll have to insulate that. You see here, this panel is really, really thin. You can feel it's cold. So we'll insulate that temporarily. Later we'll remove the whole door. So in the trusses up here, if you look up here, you see what we do is we put some rigid insulation here, and I'll just caulk around the edges. So we hammered the insulation in, fit between the trusses, and then you just have to caulk around the edges here. And that'll prevent air loss, and it makes a good moisture seal. Later we'll spray insulation foam with it. It's radiating a lot of heat, especially the aluminum edging, and all the air leak between where the two panes meet, the seal's gone. So we're going to use plastic and cover it up. Use a hair dryer just to heat up the poly, and then we'll make it tight and make a better seal. It'll be invisible. The heat loss, it's much better. The frame's still radiating, so later we'll replace your window. Fireplace, it's radiating, so we'll remove the chimney later. But for now, what we did was insulated in here and capped it with a metal plate. And for now, we'll use a electric insert. The electric insert's on a automated switch, and that way you can control it by remote control and on timer. There you go. So this is the remote control. To make it function, you need the antenna. We'll also automate some of your lamps. So now through the remote control, I can control your lights in your house, and we can control the fireplace. You have an external 2x4 walls, and there's no vapor barrier properly. So what we're going to do is, when we remove your siding, replace your windows, we'll also build out the insulation with rigid insulation, and that'll take care of that. Replace your incandescent lights with compact fluorescents. Renovations 2009. Actually, years ago, we decided to close off the side deck. We insulated it and put a baseboard heater and opened into it through a sliding door from the dining room. There's the kids. So it's quite a few years ago, 8 years ago. We decided we didn't like the entry overhang, so we wanted to build a proper porch. We also need to replace all the siding and such. So I planned out some designs idea for the window and the porch on the computer. I needed to actually make a 3D model of the styrofoam just to get a better idea for the new porch as well. Removed all the front grass, put in gardens, no more mowing. Had a heat gun to test where our leakages were coming from, and an energy audit done by Zach from City Green. One big culprit is our chimney. So decided to remove the fireplace as the damper was broken and we were never using it and all the dust and it was very inefficient. So it was a big heat loss, heat sink and leaking water. So I decided to take it down. It was a bit of a messy job. And there's the chimney on the outside. And there's gone. So most of our neighbors took the bricks. We kept some for a patio. So there's the hole through our house where the fireplace used to be. That's closing it up. Bill helped me with the drywalling. And there it is. So we're going to put the mantle back and put an electric furnace, fireplace. There's Gary removing the little overhang. We're going to put a proper porch. There's the footing for one of the footings for the new porch. And then there's Morgan putting in the new porch. So we used 6x6 beams and made a little bit of a style to the entry. Gave him somewhere to stand to replace the windows. So we had the frame around the windows because we're building out with 1.5-inch rigid foam. Dow Cladmate that's recyclable. We put new E-Star, Energy Star argon filled windows, casement, because the seals last. I had to put a 3/4-inch pressure treated plywood rain screen, and there's the bug screen ridge along the bottom. We had to box everything out and bring all the water lines out. Total, we had like 4 dumpsters. I had to trench around the house so that we could run the foam below grade a bit and then tin it. There, we did all the painting of all the trim. So here's the first hardy plank going up. More to come. The blue skin around the windows is code and it makes so leak-proof windows. You see the white trim so matches the white vinyl, makes the windows pop. Then we have the white trim on the corners here. White posts. Front's almost done. There's the front facade. I did the one strip of hardy along the front on that overhang in white because it stood out better with the other white. And did some gravel along the sides. Here's the gutter going in. Modern gutters. The white gutters really finished off the front of the house. And we found a lot of places where it wasn't insulated, like on the overhang spot, so I insulated on top, and then also stuffed that with foam. And the supports above each window weren't insulated between the two 2x10s, so I insulated that as well as around the windows. You can see the blue skin on from the inside view. We got a heat pump, and heat pumps can be a little noisy, so I built a fence around it between us and the neighbors and put some vinyl on it, soffit to make it a soundproof wall. There's the furnace. On the back side of the house now, these trusses were extending beyond the house. That was the old deck was on top of there. So they had that foam is what I put in, because when we first bought the house, there was just open holes to the outside. All the battens of loose insulation had fallen through, so there's
air just blasting through the house. So we decided to cut them right off, seal them up properly, and plywood on it, and then covered it with tar paper, and that's the board for the new deck. So it's a proper closed wall. So the new deck would end up being a bit bigger, longer, and wider. And we built this side place for the stairs coming down. We decided to have the stairs on the other side of the deck, so more accessible, and now the walkway underneath the deck is more direct to the front of the house. Here they're putting in the vinyl decking, and they did a 8-inch up the wall, then put rigid foam over that. And there's the new platform for the stairs. The footings for that were amazingly strong. There's the new stairs. I had to put 3 runs because it's 4 feet wide stair. And then I gravelled underneath.